Hello, everyone, and welcome to round 2 of the Tier 2 of the Canadian GP here on F1 2020 for the eSPORTS League. I am Pepsi Freak 2 and 2, and I got a new comrade here today, the Mercedes driver for Tier 1, Brevin Yeske. Brevin, say hello.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see everybody. We're here for the Tier 2 race, like Pepsi said. I think we should have some promising competition today with these guys. Seeing a lot of guys that we raced with last season and a bunch of new faces, and we all saw the race last week, so I think we're in for quite the treat today.
It looks like, at least from last week, Cross almost goes a little wide there, almost gets some damage there, but it looks like the drivers that beat are Troye, Cross, Tommy, Broomhandle, and Joey TJ Games. They all been pretty fast and pretty rapid, but I don't want to count anyone else in the field because this is the first week and not Sir Vape for showing up. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone can take it to the front. And also, it's a debut race for our new rookie, Logan Reed Media. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle.
I had seen some new faces in here that I hadn't seen before. But like you said earlier, I agree with that. Cross Tommy, he's quite a great competitor when you're going up against him. I remember going up against him last season, and he's a very strong, consistent driver. Got to rope some of his small mistakes in, but besides that, I think he's definitely a favorite to win. And that being said, also people like the Donsta. I know him and I had some interesting battles last season, and so I think he's also one to watch out for.
Yeah, so it's actually good to hear an insight from another driver thinking of what goes through the field here. As right now, Canada is one of those tracks, though, where it looks like it's going to be a dry session. It's one of those tracks where either you're going to get a cut, especially in that last chicane right where the Wall Champions is, or the walls are unforgiving if you decide to go out a little bit too far. And a few drivers already on this qualifying lap have had a taste of the walls and how unforgiving they can be.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know we were talking, you and I were talking earlier this week about some track cutting. I think is going to be a big part to play in this race. I mean, we saw it last week in both tiers for USA. There was penalties really shook up the final result. So in this week, like you said, the final chicane going into the Wall of Champions, that's a big track cut, corner cut area. So I think we'll definitely see some penalties there, maybe some overtakes going into it. Can be quite a dangerous spot to overtake. As it tightens up, it's not really a two-car wide area, but some people just, like to send it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, especially at the end of the race where desperation is key. Someone's going to be like, the spare is going to set in like, I need the position, I need to win this race. So they're going to send it regardless of the situation. But hopefully these drivers are a little bit smart and they say, well, maybe we won't do this on lap 2 and we'll wait till lap 35 or when near the end. But yeah.
It's a long race. Consistency is key. Sometimes I think some of the drivers get too far into their own head, especially early in the race, and forget that there's over 20 laps. So, long race, a lot of time to make things happen.
Correct. As we got 8 minutes to go here in the session, and right now only 6 drivers have set times, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to assume all of actually, Troy and the Dancer and Soko all did theirs on mediums, while a lot of other drivers have gone out there have done their laps on softs. So it does look like it's a strategy where the mediums may be the ideal call, it seems, to a degree. Because it could depend, because unlike in other tracks where tire wear is a lot worse, it feels like a lot of these drivers are tempted to try the mediums, per se, and start the race on mediums.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that some of them, it looks like a lot of them are following the same strategy call here. I don't know if they were going out and getting kind of a couple sight laps in on the mediums. I know sometimes I do that, and then especially in short quali, I'll go out and do a couple sight laps on the mediums and then come back in for the softs when I'm all warmed up, because there's something about being in the actual session rather than being in a practice lobby that really can it gets to your nerves sometimes. So going out, getting those first few laps in is pretty important. So it'll be interesting to see whether some of these guys stay on the mediums or if they go back out for a soft run.
As Joey just cuts the corner there. But yeah, I can kind of agree with that point, because as a person that follows sport of baseball, it's something that feels like you need to get warmed up in practice sessions, get your arm warmed up, and this is what this kind of qualifying session does. It gets you kind of warm, and it makes you feel like, all right, this is go time, you need to check in, because you just need to get that feeling of, all right, it's game time, got to do this, one chance, if I screw it up, we'll be driving around the back most of the week. So
right, and it's crazy that you even get some of that nervousness in a lobby like this, where a lot of the times you're just nervous that you don't want to ruin your race, you don't want to ruin anybody else's race, and it's still a very competitive lobby. So we got a lot of competitive guys that are looking to get the best result. So getting some of these nerves out early in quali can be very important going into the race.
Correct. So yeah, it's 6 minutes to go here. Again, I'm shocked. Again, not a lot of drivers set times, but I guess, yeah, the cuts to Canada are pretty severe, it seems. But it looks like with 5 to go, I feel like a lot of drivers are going to now make their official attempt at this. But yeah, still Joey TJ Games and the fastest, with Cross timing right behind him in Troy A in third. So again, it'll be interesting to see how these drivers handle these long corners. But right now, it looks like the only drivers still staying on mediums is Soko Brazy. The drivers that did put a timeout on mediums like Troy Day have gone out there on a set of softs. So
right, I was just looking at that, and as Soko Brazy taps the wall there pretty heavily going into the hairpin down in the third sector. But yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of our usual suspects that we saw from last week: Joey, Cross, and Troy A. I can't really remember how that one ended up in the end, but
Troy did win the race. Cross timing came in second, and Joey TJ Games made a good two-stop strategy work from medium to soft, and he came home in third with Blue Handle in fourth.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're looking at those three again. The Donsta's not that far off of Troy A. I mean, can probably find that time. I know that was probably his first lap of the quali, so I'm thinking he can find that time, especially being out on the soft tires now. I am really excited to see Sir Vapor back in action here. He is a very, very strong driver, and we saw that from our last season, and even some of the pre-races of this season. So I'm really looking forward to see him take the fight to these guys. I'm also really excited to watch Jonah Broomhandle. Did some league racing with him in one of the other leagues. And
he's a good commentator and a fast driver as well. So it's a good 1-2 punch, just like you and myself. Not to toot our own horn, but yeah, not to toot our own horn, but yeah, we're pretty fast too. So,
and you know, I'd be going against our team to not be rooting for Soko Brazy. It's sad to not see either one, otherwise known as Crudity, in this race today. He will be missed, our other Merc driver, but I would be crazy not to root for Brazy, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now there's only one Ferrari driver in the field, and he was a last-minute replacement for Ingen. So. Maybe I'll join you on the Merc train here. We've kind of formed a tactical alliance, so maybe I'll support it.
I'm on board with a good friend, awesome racer, Paulo Frost here. He really does get some bad luck. I know last season I actually ended up giving him quite some significant damage, I think, in Abu Dhabi, and I had to step back and apologize for that. Completely my fault. He does have some bad luck sometimes with his races, but he's a very good racer, and if you're looking for a guy that's quite funny, ladies, this is your man.
Yeah, cue the there was an edit. Cue the jingle music where it's like S2 now to speak to Paulo. He's got an accent, ladies.
Well,
anyway,
we are coming down to the final minutes.
Yeah, with 3 minutes to go here, Joey's on a flyer, so maybe we should focus on that instead of hooking up our drivers with girls. Maybe they won't complain as Joey invalidates on the last corner. Yeah. Have some fun. As Paulo kind of holds up Cross there, and Joey invalidates on his lap, so he's not going to go as faster, and I think he's going to be cooling down now, so no improvement for Joey.
Right on board here with Cross. He's on, it looks like he's switched to the soft, so coming off those mediums, kind of switching to strategy, maybe doing like what I was saying earlier, just trying to get those sight laps in. But I mean, he hasn't been challenged by a lot of the people that were on softs, so it'll be interesting to see if he's wanting to finish this lap or if he's going to back out of it and go on the mediums. He is in P2 right now, and right now it doesn't look like he has much of a challenge from behind.
Correct.
So I guess we'll just have to see what his strategy call is.
So Brazy's not going to hold Cross up. Good on the slow line there. Going to take the last corner here. Don't want to cut it. Keeps it clean. Almost hits the wall champions. You can't hit the wall champions if you're not a champion, though. You got to remember that going into the race. And he will not improve, but not going to improve enough. So yeah, Fred, your teammate. Your teammate's going to have to...
and I was looking... Yeah, you can go ahead.
I was going to say, your teammate's going to have to worry out because he is champion, so the wall champion's going to be calling his name. But back to you.
I know. I had to talk to Freddie about that earlier this week and, be like, hey, you got to stay out of that. Please stay out of that wall. Let's bring home 2 cars again like we did last week. But, yeah, if I was Cross and I was going through that lap, I mean, you do have the delta. I might... Oh, looks like the Donsta's binned it here. But if I was Cross, I would have been looking at my Delta and maybe not seeing that you're going to go P1, maybe back off. And you can you can even stay on these tires and stay out until the end of the session if you need to run again. That's the nice thing about this game. Sometimes it will be a little lenient on your tires, but I think the mediums might be a good call as Troye is on his outlap on softs, so we'll have to see how that goes.
We have a minute 32 here, so it's one more lap, one go fast lap, and don't cut or else you will be getting another one, so you have to be patient. I think Cross Tommy, let's see, if he did slow up here, he may try one more, but that would be 3 laps on his tires. If he's going to start him, that would be a stupid idea, but he's going to go for it. So, all right, Cross is going for a new lap. Troy is going to be doing a new lap. Stay of Faith is going to be doing a lap. Logan's going to be doing a lap, and GTSV will all be doing laps. And Teddy Reggie, it's probably a little bit too late, but if he can get around at the speed of sound, he may also have one attempt as well.
Yeah, it is quite a short lap here. I mean, we're seeing sub 110, so he might be able to make it around, but it's going to be close for him.
It's going to be close. He's going to have to.
He's going to have to.
There's no COTA situation.
As he has just started his lap. He's in sector 1 here.
Pedro goes P4, bumps Santo and Natsurvey for down one. So good on Pedro. Good showing so far for him in quality. So yeah, I think Troy hasn't validated, so he will not be improving. Cross Tommy's still on a flyer. He's going to be the first one on the train to complete a lap. So
I think if I was Cross Tommy here, I'd back out. Save the tires as much as you can. Since he's already on softs, and these are going to be the tires that he's going to have to start on.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked he went around another lap, to be honest, because he pulled off he was thinking about it, but I don't know why he's doing a third lap. Maybe he just gets pride. And some drivers, nope, now he's going to pit road. Okay. One extra lap on the tires. That's a smart choice. Sorry, Cross. But anyway, as we finish at the end of the session here, a few drivers are still on flyers. The McLaren of, I think that is Logan, is going to go P9. He will. Next car up is going to be GTSV, and he's going to cross the line. He's not going to approve with a 110, so he'll be good where he is. Next car up, I think, is the invalidated lap of Troy, so he won't matter. And then we have Paulo. Hope we can get a top 10 here. No, he was on an out lap, so he will actually not improve. And then I think that is not Sir Vapor. He's going to have a flyer, but he's also invalidated, so he will not improve. Then we have the other Alpha of Joey, who's also went out for some reason, but won't count, so...
Yeah, he went out really late. I think he's just trying to get that extra lap in, and just trying to, it's a set of tires that he's probably not going to use anyway. So see the, go out and see the track right before the race session starts. So.
Correct.
I think one of the biggest things that we can take away from this is Troye being on the mediums in P3. Yeah, that's going to be a very a big spanner in the works for the other two drivers up front and pretty much all down the field. If you remember, if anybody had watched the F1 eSports race here about a month ago, we saw the McLaren boys start on mediums from way back in the field and making that one-stop work. Even though that's in a 35% race, so a little bit shorter than we have here, we saw how powerful that medium to soft strategy can be. So.
Correct, and I feel like that's something people can do in the Tier 1 race as well, so watch out for that, because that will be after this Tier 2 race. And I believe Travis and JWM, who's currently at P7, who actually went up to P7 when we were talking there, will be in the booth, and they will provide a good commentary. I assume they will, because they both are seasoned vets of the commentary game. So anyway, so AB qualifying is done here. Troy will line off third, but your pole sitter will be Joey TJ Games. After coming on the podium last week, is going to be looking for a good rebound race here, and will be taking off from pole position with Cross Tommy in second, and Teddy Reggie in fourth. So
and I'm just looking down the field here, and it looks like Logan Reed got a 5-position grid penalty.
Let's take
going
a look
into the race. So
let's take a look in the validating thing here. What they book him on? They booked him on a collision with the Donsta on lap 5, so it may have been why the Donsta retired. Could be.
Yeah, definitely could have been. So that'll be another thing to look for as we go into the race. I'm really excited to see how this race pans out. Like I said earlier, we got some really fast guys here in Tier 2, and a lot of guys that definitely know how to be consistent and fast the entire race. Their race pace is amazing, some of these guys. So I'm looking forward to see how this ends up.
Welcome to the pain of the Tier 1 race. It looks like it's going to rain.
Yeah,
welcome
we got a
to
little bit
our
of dark
pain.
Skies. Yep, got a little bit of dark skies here. And I know that a lot of the times, if you're running dynamic weather on Canada, a lot of the times you can get some rain. It seems like one of those tracks, kind of like Brazil, that dynamic weather ends up being rain most of the time.
Because you got the historic race where it rained with Jensen Hunt in 2011. It's like, all right, it's gonna rain every year, but that was only one race. It's gonna rain every year. That was a historic event. You get rain.
And if it does end up raining, I know that I've had some races here in the my team career that have ended up a little dangerous with the intermediates wearing out. So we'll have to see how that ends up if there is a strategy split halfway through the race.
Now, to look through the chats here real fast, we do have some incidents, some things that are worth noting. Logan has apologized to Donster for the collision because I think we were correct on our assumption, and it looked like Logan and Donster did collide, and that's what caused the grid penalty and most likely the DNF to a degree. And secondly, we do have a principal here from the Alfa Romeo principal for Paulo Frost, and he said that Paulo had a faulty wheel, which is why he's crashed in the second turn.
You gotta love the interesting
interesting personalities
comes up with.
Yeah, just trying to forge a letter like a sick kid that's trying to get his parents playing hooky. Like, from the team principal Alpha, Paulo didn't mean to do it. It's signed, team principal Alpha.
Yeah, so as we're coming to the third sector here of the formation lap, I'm really excited to see any predictions that you have, Pepsi. Anything kind of off the wall that we can see here, or do you think that it's going to be pretty straightforward?
I got a feeling right now I've got a feeling JWM's, who's a good F2 driver, I think he's going to put out a good showing here today. But Santo in P6, he was good in his debut race, and then he kind of did a Magnussen, where he was good in his debut race, and then kind of faltered a little bit because I don't think he got as adjusted to the league as some other drivers did. And now he's rolling off P6, so I think he's going to be my driver to watch. Now, saying that, I may have just horribly jinxed him, and he's going to be in the wall in turn 1. But anyway, as we do a quick... Actually, go ahead.
I have to definitely say that I'm going to make a prediction for my man, Not Sir Vapor. I think he's definitely higher than an 8th place qualifier. I think he's going to really show us some speed here, and he'll definitely be a driver to watch out for. And Broom Handle being down in 14th, I think he invalidated and then might have had some issues in qualifying.
But he'll get the start on those mediums now.
Right, I think he'll also be one to watch out for from down in 14th.
So a quick rundown of the grid. Joey TJ Games in first, Cross Tommy in second, Troy in third, Teji Rage in fourth, Pedro in fifth, Santo in sixth, JWM in seventh, Not Sir Vapor in eighth, Donster in ninth, GTSV in 10th, It's Me, Mr. G in 11th, Paulo in 12th, Soko Brazy in 13th, Broomhandle in 14th, and Logan in 15th, just in time for the 5 lights to go off. And then we have to wait for Grandma to cross the track. Hold on. Give her a second. She's old. She'll take a second to plug in the light. And now we are off here. Going into turn 1 here as we got a good battle here. Joey gets a good start. Cross Tommy gets a little bit bogged down. It looks like Troy can make a move around here, but Santo very aggressive on the brakes, and he's going to go a little bit wide. He's going to touch the Red Bull of Pete Pedro, but he's going to keep it straight. And it looks like everyone has kept it relatively clean going into turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like Santo has some wing damage. That's going to be takes a little generosity on the track limits there, but with that wing damage, that's going to be that's going to hold him up quite aggressively going into this first lap, and let's see if Not Sir Vapor can capitalize going on to this first straight here.
Correct, you have a yellow flag sector 2, and that is the Donster around. So Donster did not get that corner right, and he's turned the wrong way, but it looks like he's relatively okay when it comes to damage. If they ever give me an angle that can work well, we'll check that in a minute because I'm not giving me a good angle. But anyway,
looks like Not Sir Vapor has got around Santo, so we're coming to the end of this lap, and we haven't had too many incidents, so that's something.
Yep. They kept it clean. Considering how argy-bargy they were in the back, that's actually kind of worth noting, as It's Mr. G is also Paulo, It's Me, Mr. G, the Dons are all kind of back there. So again, I wonder if something may happen while we were looking through the midfield right now when it's all argy-bargy.
Right, I didn't get to see what happened back there, but now Paulo and It's Me, Mr. G are having a little scrap back here. See what they can do as Santo dives into the pits.
Correct.
With that new front wing and a set of mediums.
A little birdie has told me that hards could work, but I don't think they'll make it 33 laps, so you better be hoping for a safety car to come out or something to kind of help the field here. But anyway, as we work right through the field, it looks like everyone's kind of spaced out here. Broomhandle is fighting Logan for 10th, and he's made the pass work, so Broomhandle's now into the top 10, while the rest of the field's just trying to find their bearings. And
yeah, those two have had a good first lap. I mean, coming from 14th to 15th on the grid to now be 10th and 11th, Broomhandle already in the points after the first lap. So just kind of goes to show the consistency of the first lap can really pay off. So we'll have to see how that pans out for the rest of the race.
As Soko Bruzy could try to make a move here going into the hairpin corner here on GTS Films, GTS Starnet. And he's going to think better of it. Without DRS, he's going to have to hope he's got a better straight line speed. It looks like GTS got... Actually, it looks like Soko got the better exit. But if he doesn't get a move on, Broomhandle may make him mincemeat, as some would say, because he's huffing down his chuck, as some would say.
I'm keeping an eye on the front three here. Most importantly, Joey has...
Oh, yellow flag set 3. JWM films around, and he has basically lost it on the last corner near the Wall of Champions, and he has hit the wall, and that will be a safety car. The Wall of Champions has claimed its first victim, at least the...
This can throw some strategy calls kind of crazy here. Let's see if anybody makes some early calls. It could be a little too early to go onto a medium or a hard, but you know, it is a safety car. It's a free pit stop. We can see what some of these guys choose. As I was just about to say right before the safety car, very importantly, we have had Joey TJ Games pulling out over a second on Cross Tommy within that first 3 laps. So looks like he has some solid pace here.
Correct. It is worth to note that Cross is on a lot older softs because he did 3 laps on his softs. So it is worth noting, if I was Cross right now, I'd be jumping down pit road to try to get on a new set of tires, even if it's a bit early, because the softs are not long for this world. But I don't think you can make it.
You could take the gamble. You could take the gamble right now, jump on some mediums, and hope for another safety car. Or you're just on a mediums, you're on a brand new set of tires as the safety car.
You'd probably have to go
called in.
He'd probably have to go mediums, because there's no way he could set a set of softs. But we'll see if anyone tries to make a jump down on a free pit stop. And Joey is not going in. Cross, no. The Red Bull of Troy is going in. So interesting start on his point. Not So Vapor not in. GTS in. Soko Brazian no. Broomhandle yes. Logan a yes. Donster no. Paulo yes. So it looks like a little bit of the back mark, I won't say back mark because that's a little mean, but the people in the back decide to take a chance here and go for a new set of tires and try to take advantage of this. While it looks like the front runners prefer track position.
I'm watching the Haas teammate GTSV teammate across Tommy. He put on some new tires and also changed his wing. So hopefully he can have some better pace coming into this next stint here. Out of the safety car, it's definitely nice that he was able to get that wing change under the safety car.
Correct.
And kind of eliminate some of that extra time it would have taken. So.
Yep. So it looks like 9th on down have pitted, and only driver in that sequence that pitted did not pit for a set of mediums was Logan, who pitted for a set of hards. And the Donster and its Mimus G started the race on mediums. So it looks like we kind of got a divide, if you will, in the field. Top 6 are on softs, while 7th, 8th are on 3-lap-old mediums, and the rest have decided to pit. Now the question here...
I'm wondering why Broomhandle decided to dive in for a new set of mediums, because didn't he start on the mediums originally?
I believe he did.
It looks like he dove in for another pit stop, unless he had wing damage or something that he needed to change and figured, I'd take it early. I wasn't really paying attention.
No, he started the race on softs according to the race director. So he did start on softs. Let's see if anyone else pits here again, because it seems like a F2 tradition, not an F2, a UN Tier 2 tradition where they decide to jump down pit road on the 2nd or 3rd lap for some reason, but looks like no one will be taking that opportunity.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting as the race goes forward now to see how these strategies from 9th down are going to affect the results at the end of the race. I'm not sure what their plan is, if they're planning to go medium, or if they're planning to stretch the mediums out long and go for a soft at the end. We'll have to see what their strategy call is. I'm sure there's going to be a split. Some guys are going to take the medium, some are going to take the medium soft. It's all going to come down to tire management now. How well do you know how long these tires can go? See who really put in the practice outside of time trial. Who put in the practice with a fully loaded fuel cell of car, and so we'll see how that's going to go later.
That was one of my strategies in Tier 1, because Season 1 was where I knew that, look, I may not have as much speed as some of the drivers ahead of me, but I need to get ahead of them and pull like what Johnny did at China, where he made those tires last. So I'm like, I need to know, all right, these tires need to go a certain distance, and if they don't go, I need to know this because it's the only way I'll be able to keep up because I have speed, but sometimes you know you're not as good at certain tracks. So you have to find those little extra things to try to help you out. And that's why I did win Bahrain short.
Right, like I said, it's very important to, as a safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap, it's very important to run some practice sessions of a 50% race, or even just jump in a practice session where you can just run a 90-minute practice session of the track and know how the car is going to act fully fueled, and with the tires you can actually see the tire degradation. And so very important to see that. As we can look here at the front of Joey, going to be in charge of the restart here. Let's see what he wants to do with it.
It does look like the safety car is in the lap this lap here, and before we quickly start, I do want to say your teammate is enjoying the commentary, so we'll keep it up for you, Freddie, and we'll keep this thing locked down. But anyway, as Joey's going to take the line here, when is he going to go? I'm assuming he's going to want to stack him up through this last chicane here, and he's going to go in the middle of the chicane. That's going to keep some people napping, and it looks like Ted Georgie may have hit the wall champions and got a little bit of scrub speed. But it looks like Cross Tommy was not caught napping. He's going to try to keep on his chuff into turn 1. So it looks like Cross was not caught napping like some of the other drivers were in the field.
Yeah, it looks like Joey got away with a pretty clean start there. As you said, Ted Georgie might have clipped the wall a little bit. I don't see any damage. So
as Troy makes a pass on It's Me MSG for A, so yeah, he's going to try to work his way through the field relatively quickly because he knows on those mediums he needs to get as much time as he can before Cross on the other side to pit.
Right, and I can see Broomhandle made a move around It's Me, Mr. G, and he's up tonight. So a good first half of the race.
Oh, Troy
for Broomhandle.
Going to try and make a move around the outside here. No, thinks better of it on the former Red Bull driver, the Donsta. As the Donsta gets a 3-second time penalty, we got a little bit of a stack up here in P4 as Pedro is a little bit slow, and it looks like a train is kind of forming behind him, where a lot of drivers try to quickly get around him.
Yeah, just taking a quick look at the front two. 7/10 gap between Joey and Cross, so it's looking pretty tight here. They pulled we got a pretty nice gap.
We may have a move here in the final corner here, so it looks like they may possibly go side by side, much to the chagrin of the commentator. They're going, they both make it work and they both clear it, but they both force the Donsta and Soko Brazy kind of slow. Actually, Troy Day and the Donsta both had to kind of slow up a little bit because they knew going side by side was probably not the smartest choice in the world.
But that's one of the cleanest battles I've seen going into that chicane. I'm surprised everybody made it out alive. No wings were in the wall. So that's
great pass by Troy. Just on the inside, caught Soko Brazy napping. He's now up to P6, and now he's on his way up to Survey. But he is just like a rocket through the field. He has just pushed, and he's now relatively going up. As Ted Georgie, I think, may have damage because he is going so slow, and he's just a sitting duck. Yeah, he's missing his end plate on the left. Oh, and he gets touched by Pedro, and he's going to lose more of his wing. Thank God he didn't cause any more damage to anyone else, but yeah, he's now going to ping-pong down the field.
Yeah, that was a bit of an aggressive move there. I'm not sure whether that could have been avoided or not. I'm sure the stewards are going to have a look at that one after the race.
So, yep, as Ted Georgie is now trying to keep off Troy from pressure, but Troy and the other Red Bull is going to make that pass work relatively quickly, and he's going to be around. Now, here's a good question. I say this every week, and even I don't know if Pedro and Troy are in comms, but it would be worth noting that Pedro is on a no-stopper while Troy is on a one-stopper. Do they argy-bargy and let Troy, who's on the faster tire, go around? Because
yeah, I know me and my teammate Freddie, we always make sure that we're in a party together. We make sure we're communicating throughout the whole race. It's how we've had a couple good races like Suzuka last season when we were making strategy calls for that change in weather. It's very important to be on comms with your teammates. So looks like Troye has gotten around him. He has, like you said, already done a stop, so I think that's a good strategy call from them, whether he let him by or whether
it's just by pace. Yeah, but he's around, and now he can try to chase down the leaders who are now 6 seconds ahead of him. So while everyone was kind of fighting P3, Cross Tommy and Joey TG Games have checked away a little bit, but they're still going to have to pit again.
Right, and Joey has pulled out of that DRS range as we had DRS enabled at the beginning of this lap here, so it's very important that he gets out of that range and is able to push for a couple laps. Maybe back off after a few laps, save the tires, save your ERS, and have some push right before you're going to go in for your pit stop. But Cross Tommy, he needs to push right now. He needs to get into that DRS range.
Not Surveyor because it's a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, there's a big DRS train in the back here from fourth on back, and it's just everyone's fighting everyone. So We got a bad hook. Broomhandle's going to try to make a move on the Dancers. Dancer got him in the last straight, and Broomhandle will make the pass successfully. Now he's up to P7.
Yeah, Broomhandle's had some really good pace. I mean, every time I've gone to him, he's been either making an overtake or catching the car ahead very quickly. I think he's got some good pace in that Renault, and he's coming up to the back of Sogo Brazy here, so let's see what he can do.
But he's going to think better, because like I said, there's some corners where it feels he can pass it, but I don't think he has to be as aggressive, because Soko has not, actually, yeah, he's not pitted yet, so he can be kind of conservatively. He's going to have those mediums coming to him faster than Soko's softs. So he doesn't have to push the issue as much, but he can't afford to lose too much time under him. Or else he'll be sitting prey for the Dons, who has also DRS. As Santo passes, it's Mr. G for 9th. But again, you're not missing anything up front, but Troy Day has cut in 2 seconds on Cross and Joey. So they may have to pit relatively soon.
Yeah, those the two Alpha Tauris both in the points.
Actually,
now,
speaking of that, Joey has now come into pit road and has not sped, and Cross Tommy has followed him in, and they both have not sped, which is kind of easy to do here in Canada.
It definitely is. You're coming down this back straight doing over 200 miles an hour, and you have to go down to 50. And it's a huge
speaking of speeding, Pedro has sped, which...
As we talk about it, you know, why wouldn't it happen?
Every time in the F2 chats, every chat in the comms, I'm like, why do people bloody speed? And it happens every week. Someone will do it. Someone will push the limit, and they'll be rung up.
So this is where it gets really interesting now, because I mean we're looking at the
yellow flag sector 1. It means G is around. Yep, he's around. So may have lost on his own accord. I don't see any wing particles on the ground, so it looks like he just lost it on his own accord.
So this is where it gets really interesting. Like I was saying though, you got the top 3 guys that have already, or the top 2 minus the Danza have already pit, already on the medium. So this is where it gets interesting to see their pace compared to Cross Tommy getting and Joey in 5th and Cross in 8th. See how they're able to recover after the pit stop, and then when these guys up front are going to pit again.
Oh, aggressive move by Cross Tommy. Yeah, they're going to have to pit again. Cross Tommy is right now in traffic along with Joey. Joey actually has got to fight through traffic, so this is all playing the Troy Day, because they got to fight their way through the traffic and get through as quickly as possible, or else they're going to lose time. As Joey makes quick work of Santo, and Cross got made pass on Logan, but now he's still got to fight his way through GTSE and Santo, while Joey's almost near the end of the train.
Right, Cross knows that right now is the time to be aggressive. You cannot wait behind somebody. You cannot sit behind them and have their DRS and save fuel.
Oh, aggressive launch. The Haas just let Cross Tommy go. It looked like he almost he let him go, but he was so slow he almost ran into the back of him. He almost screwed his own teammate over there, but Cross may have had a Code Brown moment. We may have to check the fire suit at the end. But anyway...
Right. Cross knows that he needs to push right now. He needs to get on the back of Santo, and he needs to get that DRS on Joey. If he wants any chance of winning this race, he has to be...
Joey going aggressive. Donster push him a little bit wide there. Oh, Joey's probably not too happy about that, because he was on the inside, and Donster was like, I'm not letting you by. I'm going to give you a little bit of a pinchy pinch. So
yeah,
Joey's
making that original medium tire work. He still hasn't pit. He's still on the tires from the beginning of the race.
Yep.
As Joey makes a pass on the inside, and is going to get, I think he's also going to get DRS again.
Brevin, can you just invite Pedro real back, because he did lag out, but he's still in the session, so can you send him an invite, because I obviously can't, because I'm not streaming, but I just want to bring that up, because I don't want to leave him out in the cold. But anyway, while he does that, yeah, so Cross is kind of trying to make work. He's within a second of the Don, so Joey has made his way through up the field. Now, last car on the line is Broomhandle, but as we're speaking, that Cross does set the fastest lap of the race. So it looks like Cross, even though he's in the traffic, is going a little bit faster than Joey is. Long Francis I see there, as I can hear the tip-tapping. Big old Francis there. So now Snotzer Vapor sets the fastest lap of the race on his softs. So he pitted while we were under the commotion.
Alright, I think I got him an invite back. I'm just making sure that that was his gamer tag. It looks like it was. So
hopefully. I'll be invite someone else. I hope you didn't fight Pedro's non-Mexican, non-union equivalent. El Pedro. And now I've been canceled. Alright, anyway, as Joey has been passed, Joey has passed Broomhandle for second, and now he's at the end of the train. So now he's setting his sights up for Troye, who's going to have to pit one more time.
Yeah, it's really important here for Broomhandle to stay on Joey. He needs to stay on that gearbox and get as much DRS as he can, because that'll just pull him up the field even further. If he can stay in the train of Joey here, that'll definitely rocket him up the field as he makes another pit stop.
as we take a look at these stops here. As the biggest winner right now is actually Broomhandle from 11th to 3rd. So right now he's in the award for the Donster of the Day award, which goes to the driver of the day. Mr. Eternal Driver of the Day here. So anyway, as I'll pull up the, if I ever can find the right menu here, stops. Yeah, so the only drivers not have stopped yet are the Donster and It's Me, Miss G, who started the races on the mediums question.
Yeah, I'm sure the Donster's got to be thinking about a stop here. He's on 12-lap-old mediums. He has to be thinking about going in for a stop. Also, pretty important to note that as penalties go, as Cross makes a move on
Cross makes a great move there on Broomhandle. So yeah, Broomhandle now crosses through the train here, and he was about a second when he came to pit road, and now with all that traffic, he's now down to 2 seconds. So he lost about half a second in between the fightings of the traffic. So now he's going to have to get on the giddy up. All the traffic's gone.
And I think we're doing better penalties-wise than we were back in the USA Round 1.
Yeah,
we do have a few penalties, but for the most part, it's 3 seconds. So nobody's gotten to that famous 15, 16 second penalty.
No one pulled a Frecci last week where they got 15 seconds worth of time penalties just to ride home. I proposed last season that going this season we had a penalty, like whoever made the stewards work the most award. Whoever got the most time penalties, because some of these people were putting up 25 seconds. You're like, at this point, you need to learn the track.
Right. Well, and like we were talking about here, it's so easy to do. So I'll be surprised to see how those shake up the final results. Cross and Joey and Troye all without
clean
penalties so far. So that's going to be really important coming into the final laps of this race. In about 15 more laps, we're going to have to see if they can stay clean the whole time. Because that's going to be where it comes down to crunch time for being within 3 seconds if you get a penalty or not.
Mm-hmm. It is worth noting right now that Troy is currently on 19 ERS, and he's used a lot of his stuff to stay kind of ahead, while Joey has been saving his ERS. He's about 50%, while Cross is about 30. So it looks like Joey and Cross are kind of saving their stuff for the long haul of the race.
Troy is completely out of ERS coming down the back straight now. I wonder if he's making a pit stop. Nope, he's staying out. He's very low on ERS, and once you get below that 10% threshold, it really stops to lose the extra power it's giving you. It gives you a great resource throughout the lap if you're above that 10%. But once you get below that, you start losing the advantage.
Correct. One thing I actually learned from someone is that, I don't know if anyone else knows this, but when someone's below 10% on the ERS, the bar on the back, that little red light will blink when they run out of ERS, or they've gone through all the ERS they can for one lap. So it's kind of a telltale sign to the person that they've run out of ERS. So we have a great lunge here for 9th as Sir Vapor has made a pass on the whips. It's Me Miss G, and Tedgy Reggie's going to try to catch It's Me Miss G as well, as they were going down the straight there, and I cut late there, and it looked like it was a relatively good battle, and the move was made as not Sir Vapor passed It's Me Miss G for 9th, and I guess 8th, and not Tedgy Reggie made the move for 9th. Both catching It's Me Miss G kind of napping on his old mediums.
Yeah, It's Me Mr. G needs to be thinking about coming in now. It's been 15 laps on those tires. It might be time to come in and get a.
Yeah, Donster pitted.
Donster has pitted.
He pitted for a set of hards, but he also had wing damage, so maybe I'm assuming he was going to pit anyway. But yeah,
right. It might be time to come in and get off those tires and go to a set of hards or go to a set of softs and then pull a 2-stop maybe out. It'd be interesting to see what they're gonna do.
Something
here
worth noting, and this is something that's crossed my mind while I was looking at some practice trims, is that if you're Joey or Cross, do you try not to go again and pit again?
I think that you could definitely make it happen. I think
it's possible.
I think the mediums will stretch.
I just want to say one thing is Tedgy just made a move into the wall champions corner on Not So Vapor. That was probably one of the cleanest passes I've seen. Both of them basically went side by side. It's a shame I didn't point out earlier, because that's something you don't see happening often here in Canada.
Right. Yeah, no, back to your point though, I definitely think that you can make the medium stretch. It'll be very, very dangerous at the end of the race. You're going to be kind of close to that popping point, as you like to say. But I think if they can focus on working together, maybe, even though they're not teammates, work together, get yourself up to the back of Troye, keep the tires alive. That's going to be your best shot at making the one-stop work here.
Correct. So yeah, it's crossed my mind, because you can make it 12 and then 33, so it is possible, but you're going to be basically pushing the tires to the breaking point, and then you got to better hope that Divine Intervention saves you. But with Troye's gap falling, and he's going to be a pit stop behind, presumably he's going to go to the softs when he decides to pit, as he's currently on, if I can pull up his time, he's on 13-lap old medium, so he's going to have to pit relatively soon. and he's probably going to go for another set of mediums. If he tries to stretch it, he could go for a set of softs, but it looks like if he's going to pit soon, he's going to go mediums, but if he pits later, he'll go for softs. So
I think the safest route to do is go to the mediums. You're really not going to lose that much pace, I don't think. Especially coming into a race pace situation. The softs, I think, are just going to die off too fast. I think I would rather have the mediums, know I'm going to make it to the end, and if these guys in 2 and 3, Joey and Cross, if they're going to try and stretch a one-stop, having that extra tire life is going to be very important at the end of the race.
Yeah, because Troye is losing time quickly. He's down to 5 to 4 to 3. And Cross, though, is not really gaining on Joey. So it looks like Joey's just kind of putting the pressure on Troye. But if it was Cross, I don't want to insult Cross, but Cross is kind of holding, looks like the same pace as Troye, while Joey's kind of found that little extra pace. So
yeah, and importantly, Joey still does have almost 40% ERS. He's definitely managing well. He's managing his tires well. He's managing his ERS well. I don't know about his fuel, but it looks like he's really wanting to win this race. He's really wanting to take this battle to Troye, take this battle to Cross, and say, you know what, I'm here for the championship. I'm here to stay. You guys better get on my gearbox if you want any of these points.
As I like to point out, because I keep coming back to this battle here, but Troye and Teji, Reggie, and Not So Brave have been battling for the past couple laps here. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, as we've been kind of looking through cameras here. And this is just a scrappy battle here. It reminds me of Freddie and myself fighting for, or me and you last week, where we're fighting for bare end points, but we're putting our hearts on the line.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the strategy call I made last week to put myself in that situation.
Hey, from what I heard,
it was quite a good fight.
I think you heard he had the Merc engineers that week from when Hamilton decided to pit. It's all right, mistakes happen. I didn't capitalize because the wet setup decided to screw me.
And talking about this battle here, it's very important to note that Not So Vapor is on an 8-lap-old set of softs.
Oh, Troye has pitted. Yep, Troye has pitted. I just want to interject with that real fast.
Yeah. And then and it looks like Teji Reggie's on 10-lap-old medium, so we got a yellow flag
that's
here.
Apollo. Apollo is around, and he has broken his wing, so he is not destroyed, but he is got some damage, so he will have to limp around. As it looks like Teji Reggie's going to make a pass here on the inside, get clear before the champion. Oh, he barely is able to, and he gets a 3-second for cutting, though, because he had to leave a little bit of room for Not So Vapor.
Yeah, he left some good room there. That was clean racing. That's a dangerous place to make an overtake, like we talked about earlier. But that was some clean racing. I'm excited to see what Sir Vapor can reply with. It seems like these guys are going back and forth. As you get in a DRS and ERS range, it can be kind of just back and forth. As Not Sir Vapor gets another 3-second time penalty, he now has 9 seconds against his name.
Well, they are pushing hard here for this battle.
Has 3. They are pushing hard. Not Sir Vapor needs to think about some stuff here. He needs to think about whether he needs to wear out these softs or if he's trying to run them long. And Teji Reggie needs to think the same thing.
Another move by Soko. Oh, they touch. They push each other. They touch side pods. They are fighting over this cheese. They are fighting.
I wonder if Teji Reggie's thinking about taking these tires to the end, because if he is, he might need to back out of this battle and think about the big
play lower ball.
Here. Think about the long term, because Not Sir Vapor has to pit again. Whether Teji Reggie has to pit again is still up in the air, and he's in the top 5 position right now. Do you save the tires and let Sir Vapor go right now, or do you just keep battling?
Oh, it's Not Sir Vapor is actually going to force his hand. He's going to pit. But yeah, Teji Reggie's just smart, man. He doesn't want to fight. Doesn't want to give up. That's what a race car driver has to have. But at some point, you got to admit that, look, sometime I got to back off. I need to let, because he's got 9 seconds worth of time penalties. Let him go, because he's going to pit. Don't fight someone that you don't need to fight.
As Troye has came out of the pits a lap ago, he is about 4 seconds down on Cross.
And 8 seconds down on the leader. But he will start cutting into that gap.
Brand new mediums. I'm going to be really excited to see what he can pull off coming into the final stages of this race.
Did set a fast purple sector 2 there, so he's going to set the fast lap of the race. So it's clearly that's going to happen.
It looks like these 3 are in a league of their own right now. I mean, 19 seconds, 20 seconds ahead of Teji Reggie Troye is. So,
and that's 33 to the leader. So that is a big gap.
These 3 are really in a league of their own right now. We'll have to see how it comes down. I'm sure Troye can pull in some gap on at least Cross here,
as he just sets a 1:11. But if we take a look at their best lap times here, I can never find the right screen, because no matter how many times I do this, it always feels like You have to jump through menus. Yeah, he's currently got the fastest lap by over 300ths of a second. So it does look like with those fresh mediums, he is pull a relatively fast lap out of them. But now I guess the question is, because I know some people, as Teji has now pitted as well, so he actually is going to be going for one more stop here, and he's now pitted for a set of mediums, so he'll be good to go to the end.
I think that was a good call from Teji. I mean, the person that he was fighting, not Sir Vapor, like you stated earlier, has that 9 seconds against his name. So he had a
actually, sorry to cut you off. It's turn 1 is Soko Brazy, and it looked like the Donster kind of collided there. I was cutting to the back camera there, and it looks like they relatively went. We have a safety car. Everything's been shaked up.
This is going to mix things up at the front here.
All right, Joey and Cross are about to hit pit road, so they should be hitting pit road here if they are smart.
Yeah, they're in the perfect position right now to jump in the pits.
And Cross is in, so they will be pitting. So this has actually hurt Troye, because if Troye stay out a couple more laps.
This has hurt Troye. Let's see if he's not on super old medium, but he does have a few laps.
He's pitting too. Yeah, he wants fresh tires as well. I can see why, because he's got another set of mediums.
You don't want to be the guy caught out on old mediums or old tires as a safety car.
Oh, he's going for a set of softs. Oh, I mean, they go about 10 laps, 10, 11 laps.
I think he's gonna try and battle for track position here.
Santo has collided with Broom Handle for 5 seconds. So, yeah, but it's kind of concerning because maybe he didn't have another set of tires.
This has also fallen into the hands of Broom Handle. I mean, look at him in P5. Started 14? He's in P5 and gonna have a free pit stop here.
Yep, and he's on a set of hards, so he's gonna go to something faster. While Santos.
It looks like Logan Reed is going to stay out, pushing Broom Handle down to 6, but that is a huge jump so far. And he's going to get a free wing change, as I'm guessing that...
he collided with the Donster and the safety car. There's something happened between the two of them. Broom Handle's going to get double stacked. Oh, he was about to leave too. And he got held up by the other Alpha. Oh, he's going to be cursing the name of the Alpha brand right now. Cursing the Donster's name. Or I guess, the Donster's name. But anyway, you're not missing anything.
Coming out in P10, so I mean he's still in the points. And he's on the fresh tires compared to some of these guys ahead. I mean it's me, Mr. G, 6 lap old hards, and Sir Vapor is going to be on some older mediums than he is as well. So let's see what he can do coming into the final stages. I'm really wondering what the thought process was of Troye, whether he's going to go for the battle here right as the safety car ends and go for track position.
They are a fresh set of softs, so maybe he didn't have a set of mediums because they don't give you 1 compound extra, and he may have already used it.
I think so, and I think he used all his mediums, so they're fresh. By the time the safety car ends, we're going to be looking at probably 9 laps, or not 9 laps, it looks like 11 laps left or something like that, so...
Something I don't get is Santo pitted, and he's now on 14-lap old medium. So he used his last set of mediums. So yeah, he's gonna have to probably pit again.
Looks like he just threw on an old set of mediums. It looks like could have been a glitch in the pit stop strategy box on your MFD. I know that happens quite often. So if that is true that those are 14-lap old, that's gonna be really detrimental.
No bueno. He's gonna have to pit again. But yeah, Joey, Cross, and Troye all are at least good on field to a degree because the red lights aren't on for on the telemetry screen. As Troye is kind of trying to get ahead of Cross in mind games. And secondly, they all have 100% ERS because they've been able to save the safety car. So they're all pretty good, pretty saved up and pretty good to go. So we don't know how much they're over by. They could be up by a second.
Right.
Paulo's been disqualified.
Yeah, he passed the safety car. I don't know if he was getting told by the on-screen display to pass the safety car.
It actually said he got disqualified for going the wrong way, so it wasn't even the safety car.
Yeah, that's going to be that's that unlucky stuff we were talking about with Paulo. I mean, whether that was justified or not, it doesn't look like it was. So that's just horrible. I feel bad for him. We'll have to see how that ends up after the stewards take a look at, see whether. If they can do anything about it.
I don't know what they could really do because it's not like he's in the point, so he's kind of SOL. But anyway, we have one more lap under the safety here because I think Paulo's car.
The field, we have some of these guys that have been lapped that are still under safety car protocol here. So
yeah, they're not going to let him by, so they're stuck.
Like the Red Bull down in 12th, he's not going to get let by. So
yep, he's now just going to have to kind of move. His ghosting is on, so they don't have to worry about moving too much. But yeah, he's now sadly not going to get any points because the Donster's on the tail end of the lap. So Pedro is kind of alone. No one to fight, no one to battle. He's on an island of nothing.
Yeah, I wonder. It kind of looks like Joey is playing some mind games up here with Cross. He's riding his brake a little bit, letting Cross get right on his gearbox, and then speeding up, slowing down. So I think he's getting Cross a little uncomfortable.
It's all fun and games till a wing gets broken. That's when
exactly.
when a steward comes in and is like, hey, knock that off. Like he's right now like the brother in the car with the sister, just trying to get as close as he can to touching him. Like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Just hopefully mom doesn't have to intervene and say something. But anyway, safety car should be coming in this lap, and we will have 10 to go. So we will have a good 10-lap shootout to the end here between 3 drivers.
Yeah,
and well, actually, I don't want to write out. I don't want to write the rest of the field, but because they have gotten bunched up with time.
Everything's been closed up now. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, we've seen that Teddy Reggie has some pace,
but he's also got 3 seconds with time penalties, and Logan's got
and we've
more
seen
too.
That Logan's had some pace as well, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they can do. I'm most excited to see how Troy A makes these soft work.
It's me, Mr. You actually have to do a drive-through, so he will not be an 8th or long. So, de facto, last points position will go to Donster as safety car as coming in. And it looks like Joey is really backing him down. He's swerving. He's making sure not to let him go.
He's trying to make sure these tires are warm, and he's going to go when he wants to.
All right, he's going now. He caught Cross now, but Cross was not ready. He sped up. Cross was in like another gear, so it looks like it's not
it looks like Troy A got a little caught out with that as
well.
We
have wing particles. Someone hit the wall there on the wall of champions. I don't know which one it was. Someone went a little bit wide. So I saw a little bit of an end fly.
I think it might have been Logan because he had another 3-second time penalty. I don't know if him and his teammate are battling. This is not the time to be battling with your teammate right now.
Especially if you got damage. Let Tedgy go.
Yeah, you need to figure out who's going to be the faster driver. Who do you want to go get those constructors' points?
Because right now Red Bull is 70 on 35. So yeah, McLaren needs to let one go because they cannot let Not Sir Vapor start. Tedgy's around. Tedgy and Not Sir Vapor. Not Sir Vapor got up Tedgy's rough, and Tedgy now has damage, and that is just awful.
Yeah, that was a dangerous little battle they had there. It looked like Not Sir Vapor got caught on the back. Caught on the gearbox of Tedgy Reggie and spun him around.
Tedgy just hits the wall again. Yep. It's just because that's not anything wrong with Logan. Logan was just fighting for position.
Yeah,
Tedgy was a little faster, didn't have anywhere to go, and Not Sir Vapor kind of ran to the back of him. Just unlucky. Virtual safety car out.
Up. We got a virtual safety car.
No one should pit.
Logan does have wing damage, so I'll be surprised to see if he stays out. He does stay out from that restart collide with the wall there. He has an end plate missing, it looks like, and that's why he was holding up Tedgy Reggie. That's just an unfortunate chain of events there. I'm sure the stewards are going to have a look at Not Sir Vapor taking Tedgy Reggie around, but we'll have to see how that.
Honestly, I don't think there was anything that he could have done, at least from my view, because it was unlucky.
They both kind of just got held up behind Logan. But it's gonna be interesting to see what they can view with all the different angles. View of the drivers recording. So we'll have to see what they go with from that.
Because they get a lot more angles than we do up here. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I would kill to have like an angle switcher where you could cut different angles, but sadly that's not in the UNF1 budget.
I don't think that's in the F1 2020 budget.
Yeah, maybe if EA gives us enough, our new EA overlords give us enough packs, maybe they'll add something like that 5 games down the line. But anyway, yeah, it looks like Logan is just gonna try to limp around with his wing. GTSV, I like to point out, it's currently P5. Good race on him for someone that's
this is if Cross can stay where he's at or even take home a win, and then also have your teammate down.
Donster, aggressive move.
As he gets overtaken by the Donster, but I think at the end of the race here, we're going to see maybe GTSV can have some more pace as being on the hards. I'm not sure whether those mediums are going to hold on. Donster's on the, but he did put on brand new medium, so I guess we'll have to see how that ends up in the end.
It's me, Mr. Yester, just drive through, so good on him, paying attention to the rules. Troy Day is now within half a second and has set the fast purple sector 1. So it looks like Troy is just a little bit faster than Cross right now as we speak.
He needs to be aggressive here. I mean, Joey is pulling away down the road. But he needs to get past Cross here and bring the fight to him before these softs start to die off.
Yep, Joey also has 66 ERS, while Cross and Troy are both at 40-something. So Joey's also saving his ERS because he's got no pressure. 2 seconds plus.
Joey seems that he's been very good at managing that ERS all race. I mean, he hasn't been in the DRS strain. He's been leading the race pretty much since the beginning. He hasn't had that DRS help to save his ERS, so he's really just managing very well.
Oh, he gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting, so that's not going to be good.
No.
Now he's on the tire that dies quicker, and he's going to have to worry about getting 3 seconds clear of Cross. So this ain't good.
Now's the time that he has to be even more aggressive than he was going to be before. I mean, he needs to get past Cross, preferably this lap or the next lap, so he can have...
Broomhandle has made a pass on GTSV, and the Donster has made a pass for Logan. Both of that happened while we were watching Troy. But yeah, to finish your point, Troy needs to be very aggressive here. He cannot sit around on those softs, because that's playing into the hands of Joey and Cross.
Yeah, he needs to get around, and then you have track position. Even if the softs start to die out at the end, that puts the overtake on the shoulders of Cross.
But Cross, actually, we have the L-Flex Sector 3 Tech Rage has retired, but it doesn't look like it was... Actually, where is he? Yeah, I think he may have retired on track. So that may be a Steward's penalty waiting to happen.
It looks like he might have put on the wrong set of tires and just decided he was done. He had enough of this day, but yeah, the Stewards are going to take a look at that, not retiring in the pit lane as
Troy's going to make a move.
And it's
beautiful.
As easy as that. I mean, there is nothing simpler than making a DRS and ERS overtake. Let's see if he can make it stick throughout this lap.
Yeah, he's got DRS, so he should be fine. Now he has to clear him by at least a good distance, or else Cross is going to come back, and that cycle will be never-ending.
Yeah, and for Cross, there's nothing that you can do there. I mean, you're on mediums.
He's on softs, yeah.
Yeah, you're giving up the DRS. He has the overtake button. There's nothing that you can really can do there to defend against that. So now it's on Cross. He needs to stay on the gearbox of Troye, get the DRS for as many laps as possible, save up some ERS, and take the battle to him when these softs start to die off at the end of the race.
Correct. So, yep, with about to have 5 to go here, Joey's was pulled away. Troy is trying to get a distance across. Cross will answer back, though, and I think he's got more ERS than, he does. He has over 41, while Troy has got that blinking red light. He's under 10. So, Cross is going to have the ERS.
To get by him. So let's see what Cross can do on this back straight here.
Again, Cross doesn't have to force it, because, again, he's got a 3-second time penalty. Don't put yourself into a cut situation, because if he gets a 3-second, he's going to be having to pass for realsies.
Exactly. This is that for realsies. This is where you want to be. This is where, if you're Cross, you want to be smart. You want to stick behind him, save that ERS, save your fuel, wait until the last 2-3 laps of the race, and take the battle to him, as you will have the tire advantage by that point. You want to take it to him when you know that you're going to have everything working in your favor. And if you can just stick within the 3-second time penalty that Troye has, there's no sense in passing him. I mean, if you can stay right there, save your race, don't put yourself in harm's way, stay right behind him, and take home P2 without even having to pass him for P2.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, 5 to go here. Again, nothing really happened. That's the closest battle we have on track, as Joey gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh no, because Cross is within 3 seconds. So Cross right now is de facto. Now he may actually have to force a pass, because
and
he
just
can't.
looking through the race director right now, I'm seeing that Cross does have 2 warnings.
Uh-oh.
He cannot get another. So if he's going to be aggressive, he has to be smart. This is where racecraft is coming into play here. It's not just who has the most speed, it's who can be the smartest.
Because right now, Cross, this is your moment. This is your life. You got to prove your worth here. You can't be dumb. And right now, Joey's going to have to push aggressively, because he's got to get within 3 seconds as Teji is left the session. As Cross is going to maybe make a move here. Now he'll think better of it. He's just going to sit behind.
A very good exit out of the final chicane.
But Troy is losing a bit of time, though, so he's going to have to make a pass now. Unless he just wants to keep P2, he's going to have to force something. But Cross almost hits the wall there. Cross, again, we keep saying the obvious, but yeah, Cross, it's a risk-reward situation. What is he going to do?
Yeah, he's 3.3 seconds behind Joey, and Joey has that time penalty. You have to get by Troye here, and you have to put the pressure on him.
That is correct. He gets relatively clean through those corners there. Half a second. So right now he's currently would be P2. Troy is barely within 3 seconds himself.
Just looking down the field here, it looks like Broomhandle is looking to make a move on Logan. he's gonna think better of it going into this chicane. That's probably a good idea. It's a tight chicane here. This final corner though looks like where he's gonna do it. Has the overtake button on.
Two
goes
fights
to the
in a
outside.
fight. He gets the pass, and Cross makes the pass for second. He makes it clear, and they're going to go right before the wall champions. He will make the pass work, and he will now be in P2. Got
there
both
you go,
battles.
Cross. There you go. 2.8 seconds, buddy. You got to make this happen. We're coming into the final 3 laps of the race. You're going to win the race right now if you could stay here.
Yep,
you
he's got
to push
only problem.
Clean,
he's got 17 ERS, while Joey has 40. So ERS advantage to Joey.
I'm wondering if those softs are starting to die out a little bit. It's looking like Troye's losing some time as he's using all of his overtake just to stay within the DRS range of Cross here. I think he's going to start falling back. I don't think those tires are going to hang on like the mediums are.
That is 100%.
This is where
Logan gets a 3-second.
This is where you're putting a little bit of, if I was Joey, I'm looking in my rearview mirror a little bit more than I was before now. You kind of, you're thinking about, like, what went wrong with that penalty? Like, can I still make it work? You have so many thoughts running through your head when you're the leader of the race and you have the disadvantage of a time penalty. For right now, you just need to keep a cool head, hit your marks, hit good exits out of the corner, and cannot get another penalty.
Oh, Cross takes that way too aggressively. Oh, like he's getting on that inside. He has to, but it's like every time you watch with that corner, it's going to be close. As I think I see Paulo on the Alpha pit wall there, pointing his hand out, saying happy, because he's rooting for Joey to bring home some good points for the Alpha boys. Ferrari trader he is. Anyway, as Cross is currently, again, P2, this is going to be a fight to the line, but he's losing a little bit of time, so he may have to...
That exit out of the final chicane next to the Wall of Champions, that definitely took a hit to his interval to Joey, so we'll have to see what he can do, whether he can make up this 0.6 of a second, but Joey seems to still be pulling out on him. So this is coming down to crunch time. We're coming down to the final laps of this race. This is where it gets really interesting to see what the real pace of these drivers are on these worn tires.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, Troy has lost over a second to Cross. I think Troy will be settling into a nice P3 today, unless Cross makes a mistake.
If it stays this way, he doesn't need to be mad about this at all. He made a good strategy call. I think the softs were the best thing that he could do at the time to really try and get track position. I don't know if he would have got past Cross if he would have been on the mediums, because Cross is showing some good pace on it.
Correct.
But either way, this is a podium finish if you can stay here.
Is it me or is
good
the
race
track
management?
If it rains, it's not going to matter. But the track is looking a lot more shinier than it has in the last couple laps.
Yeah, it's looking quite greasy. I don't know whether that's the tire marks from people locking up or.
It's not like there's oil in this game. That was something back in the old PS2 era. For some reason, that's not carried over.
Yeah, that's a shout there, man. I haven't heard of that in forever. That was always horrible when you'd see the little pixelated oil on the track.
You'd fear for your life. It's like, oh God, please. I don't want to die yet. I don't want to die. But anyway, 1 to go here. Again, Cross
is reeled in. He's reeled in about a 10th, but
not enough.
I just don't think he has enough in the
ERS
in the tank here.
Joey's using all his ERS right now.
Yeah, Joey had saved up that ERS. It looks like he's still more than good on fuel.
Yeah, both have not had the light turn on, at least telemetry.
I think he's just been.
Almost
I think he's just been very efficient with his ERS management and his fuel management. I don't know if he's going
actually something that may help Joey right now is that Pedro's a little bit slow, and he could give him a little bit of a tow or some DRS because Ghosting's on, but he could still get the DRS off.
Yeah, you could still get the DRS from it.
But
big shout to the Danza and Broom Handle. I mean, a P4
and a P5
respectively.
Well, hold on.
Logan is making a dive.
Hold up.
Inside.
Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute.
We do have Broom Handle does have a 12-second time penalty where Logan only has 9 seconds to his name. The Danza has 14.
This could go anyway. Yeah,
so this could go anyway. I'm not going to worry about doing the math right now. God knows that's not going to go well. We saw what happened last week.
Oh, Joey's got the fuel light on. I like to point out Joey does have his fuel light on. I don't think it'll be enough to lose a second, but he is under right now while Cross is still over. So with 1 to go here,
he's got
put
the
it in lean.
1.2 second. He's got the 1.2 second advantage. He does have it in lean.
Yeah, put it in lean, kid.
I don't know if Cross is going to have enough pace to.
We'll see if it stalls out. He's good. It looks like he'll have enough to at least limp home, coast it home, kid, and you have it. And he will. He will take the first win in the second round of UNF2. And Joey TJ Games coming from the podium last week, putting a stamp on it and saying, I'm here, show me some respect. And Cross Tommy will come home in second, and Troy will come home in third.
Absolutely beautifully managed by Joey there. I mean, the whole race, as the Danza's coming across the line
P4
in a
right now.
P4.
Right now. We'll see where it goes in a minute, because here comes Joey. Logan. Yep, Logan. Joey is already across the line.
I think he might have been fine.
Logan will not jump him. And Broomhandle will not jump him as well, so that would be 4, 5, 6 on the track. GTSV will come home in 7th, and Santo will come home in 8th.
I gotta say, beautifully managed from Joey. Was dominated that whole race. Pretty much P1 the entire time. He just, that ERS management and fuel management, it really came down to that. Having the extra pace to stay above that 3 seconds. When it came down to crunch time, he was able to put the hammer down and stay well over the 3 second window that he needed to be.
Correct. So yeah, great race by Joey. He is going to be proud of him. We will bring him into an interview after the celebrations real fast, and we'll give him a little prodding, figure out what's going through his brain here. But yeah, great race from him. Broomhandle will take driver of the day.
Well deserved there. That's very well deserved.
Yep. As we cut to the podium here, as you can see the drivers chatting right now, probably giving Joey his congratulations. We will go here. Yep, Joey makes his way onto the podium along with Cross and Troye. So similar podium last week, except jumbled around. Cross still in second, and Troye GTS for first.
We got our what looks to be the usual suspects here. Let's see. I'm excited to see if anybody can take the fight to them as the season progresses. But
this looks like
like I said for Cross and Troye, you cannot be mad at that race, as Troye takes home the fastest lap of the race, gets that extra point for Red Bull. I'm sure his Tier 1 teammates will be very happy about that as well.
They had a 40-put cushion on the Haas boys, but the Haas boys did score more points, so the gap, we'll have to see where Tier 1 drivers finish, but for right now, that is a good start of the day for the Haas boys.
Yeah, Cross and Troye, great race. Very clean battle between the two. You can't be disappointed by that result.
All right, I'm going to add Joey to the party real fast, and we'll give him an interview, and then right away, then the stream will end, and then we'll be doing Tier 1 with JWM and Travis. Almost forgot the name. He's been doing it for almost all the week so far, yes. Yeah. It's like the wheel, like the picture decks in my brain was like, He's got a J in his name. Joey. No. But yeah, anyway, Joey will join this party here soon. And Brevin, you can go help Freddie out if you want while I do this interview section. If you want, or you can stay in here. Your call. Yeah,
I think he's gotten everything situated, but I'll go check on that. And yeah, it was a great race. I'm glad that we got to take part of this one.
Yep. I hope we can do it again, Brevin. Now, Joey. Welcome to the interview booth here. It was a little bit of a hectic morning here, but we got everyone here relatively safely. And first of all, great performance here today. After last week, you had a podium, and this week you've took the car home in P1. So I do have a couple questions I like to bring up, but I guess one of the main questions I have is that, first of all, how can I word this? I see that you pulled a two-stop here today. You went from softs to mediums to mediums. So did the tires feel relatively good, or did you think that possibly a one-stop could have been on the cards? Second question, I guess, is when the safety car came out the second time and Troye pitted, how did you feel in that situation? Did you feel ecstatic? Did you feel like, all right, this is go time because he's not going to be caught up? Or did you feel like a little bit of dread? It did actually happen to Troy, yeah. And then I guess I got one more question here before we will let you go and we will get ready for the Tier 1 race, is that when you got that 3-second time penalty, because Troy got one first, then you got one, were you a little bit sweating? Because Cross never got one, and he was within 3 seconds until about the last couple laps, so... again, it's good you did make it, and it's a great win. And now I think if there were any doubts of whether or not you deserve to be in the championship hunt, I think you have quelled them. So thank you for joining us here in the booth, Joey, and we hope to catch you next week and hope you can do just as well as you did this week. You are very welcome. So anyway, that will do it for me. I am ROP PepsFreak212. Brevin was just in the booth with me about a minute ago. He's went off to help the Tier 1 race. Speaking of Tier 1, there will be a Tier 1 race just after this, and that will be hosted by JDM Films and Travis. So stay tuned, because that will be picking up on the stream relatively shortly. So thank you, and we will see you very soon. If I can...